Okay, we're gonna start off with a warm-up. You can pause the video, try these problems out. All right, so they wanted us to find arc WZ. So this is a review from last lesson. They want us to find arc WZ. We have this 70 in here, and let's recall our formula. 2 times your inscribed angle will give you your arc. So what's 2 times 70? 140. Right, that's it. All right, and the same thing over here. You have 66, right? So 2 times your angle would give you 66. So 2 times something gives you 66. That means that in here is 33. You just divide it by 2. All right, 2 more problems in this warm-up. Just so you know, this is a 65, but you can pause this and give it a shot. All right, let's go over here first. So still using 2 times your angle is your arc. So 2 times my angle, which is 3x plus 1, should give me my arc. I solve for x, I get 15. And then my solution over here. So I know that these 3 on the outside are gonna add up to 360. So if I look right here, let's look only right here. This angle makes this arc, right? If you ignore this line here, this angle makes this arc. So you take this and you multiply by 2. 65 times 2 is 170. So that means this plus this equals 360. Solve for x, you should get 11. All right. We're on to the last part of inscribed angles. You can pause this and get it down. All right, so we're talking about when an inscribed angle intercepts a diameter and has overlapping arcs. So example 1 shows only inscribed angles passing through a diameter. And the rule is if an inscribed angle intercepts or passes through a diameter, then a right angle is formed. All right, so let's look at this given. X is the center, AB is the diameter, right? So since it goes through a diameter, we know we're gonna get a right angle somewhere in here. And the measure of angle B is 30. So B is 30. They want us to find A and Z. So think about it. This goes through the diameter, right? That means that this is a semicircle. What's the measure of a semicircle? 180. If that's 180, what would this in here be? Hopefully you see that this would have to be 90 degrees. If this is 30, this is 90, then this is 60. How do we get that? What do the 3 angles in a triangle add up to? 180. So what's 180 minus 90? 90 minus 30, 60. All right, so the measure of angle A is 60. Angle Z is 90. Basically, the angle that's across from the chord that's going through the diameter is 90. All right. Example 2, inscribed angles that share the same arc. Alrighty. So this is blank for you right now. I'm going to fill in some terms. Sorry. So let's say that this right here is 30 degrees. And I'm going to say that this down here is 120 degrees. So fill those in. You should pause the video by now if you don't have this stuff. You need to write it down. All right, center of the circle. Which point is the center of the circle? C. Great. All right, now, should have written that in red. Now they want us to find these different angles. So let's first look. I'm going to use my yellow highlighter. Right here, I have this 30-degree angle. And do we see that this 30-degree angle, when I highlight the chords, this is the arc it makes, right? We're able to see that. Now there's another, so there's an angle in this triangle that's 30 degrees. And since it has this arc that this triangle also shares the same arc, there's gonna be a 30-degree triangle somewhere in here. So let's look here. What triangle or what angle in this triangle connects to that arc? This one was here, and then the other one would be this one. Do you see how it connects to the same arc, XY? That's the arc that they share. That means that if this is 30, that's also 30. And that's how it works. All right, now we have this arc right here, 120. What arc is using that? What angle is using that? So let's see here. Do we see the angle I've outlined in red? Do you see how this angle in here is across from this arc? Well, we know that 2 times an angle gives you the arc. So if this is 120, this in here would be 60. Now that means that there is an angle over here that's 60 in the other triangle. And hopefully you can see, I'll use a slightly different color. Using magenta. Do we see that this also shares the same arc? So this is also 60. So what's WXZ? WXZ, it is 60. WYZ, WYZ, also 60. XWY, XWY, 30. And then this one is 30 as well. Okay, next page. All right, you can get down these practice problems. We're gonna go over all of them together. You can pause the video, copy them down. All right. Directions, fill in the missing angles of the inscribed triangle. So let's look here. I have this triangle. This is 66 degrees. I don't know what this is. I have a expression for it. And then I have this arc over here, which is 84. This arc of 84 degrees belongs to this angle. So if this is 84, I have to take 84 divided by 2, which gives me 42 degrees. And that's how that works. Now, none of these lines are passing through the center, which means there's not going to be any right angles in here because none of the chords are the diameter. All right, so I have 66, 42, and 7x plus 2. What can I do to solve for x? What do the 3 angles inside a triangle add up to? Hopefully you remembered. That it's 180, right? The angle for circles is 360, but this is a triangle. And the angles of a triangle add up to 180. So I took this angle plus this angle plus this angle and said it equals 180. I combine like terms next. You get 110. All right. Subtract Subtract 110 on both sides. And you get x equals 10. If I plug that back in there, instead of 7 times x, it's 7 times 10, which is 70. And what's 70 plus 2? 72. Hopefully not horrible. All right, I would love if you pause the video and try number 2 on your own. I would love that. All right, let's start to go over this. So one thing is missing from this problem. But I don't remember it. I'm sorry, you guys are missing a chord or an angle. I have to check my notes very quickly. Yeah. All right, so there should be a 78 here, and I'm sorry about that. All right, so there should be a 78 here. So again, we're given an angle, great. I have this arc that's 78, and it belongs to this angle. So what's half of 78? 39 degrees. And then I have this, I have 114, I have 39. What can I do with the 3 of these? The same thing I did in the last problem. 7x plus 6 plus 114 plus 39 equals 180. You have to combine your 6, your 114, and your 39. And you end up with 7x plus 159 equals 180. Subtract 159 on both sides. You get 7x equals 21. Divide by 7 on both sides. Now I use that, right? This 3. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 6, 27. That's it. All right, we're on to number 3. These are our last 2 problems today, by the way. All right, this problem, it seems like we're missing a piece of information, but we're not. This line is going through the diameter. And according to rule number 1 on page 1, if you have a chord that goes through a diameter, right, and this angle right in here goes through the diameter, its chords form with the diameter, its arc is formed with the diameter. That means that in here is a right angle. It's a 90-degree angle. That means that 13x minus 1 is equal to 90. Let's start off by adding 1 to both sides, because we're going to solve for x right here. I have 13x now equals 91. Take 91, you divide it by 13, you get x equals 7. Right, but I already knew this was 90. And the 3 angles of a triangle add up to 180. 180 minus 90 is 90 minus 50, 40. All right, last problem. So, let's look at what we're working with. We have an 80 here, which means there's going to be an 80 somewhere in the other triangle. And then we have these 2 expressions. So, we have to fill in all the angles for both triangles. This 80, I'm going to extend the line of the 80. Do we see when you extend the line to the 80 that this is the chord it makes? That means any angle in this triangle that shares this arc is going to also be 80. And that is DE to DB. So that means that this also is 80. All right, now I have 13x minus 9, right? That's this chord here. if you see this one in here shares the same chord. These are both, shares the same arc. These both share the same arc, which means 13x minus 9 is going to be equal to 6x plus 26. Let's start off by adding 9 to both sides. Let's subtract 6x on both sides. You end up with 7x is equal to 35. X equals 5. If I wanted to fill these angles in, 6 times 5 is 30. And then 30 plus 26 is 56. Which also means that this is 56. 180 minus 80 is 80. 180 minus 80 is 100. 100 minus 56 is 44. And these are vertical, so this would also be 44. And that's it. You might need to replay this video again, even though it's a long one, but that is it.